Hello everybody, welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I've got a treat for you. This is Dragothian here, and what I've got for you is third stage of the Past Glory event. This is live on our server. We just completed stage 2. Just a recap, to get to Past Glory event, so to get the Past Glory event, you have to capture the Ruined Crusader Fortress inside of your main zone whenever you go into Lost Kingdom. Once that happens, it starts a timer for stage 1. Stage 1 is basically very similar to your Alliance technology donations. You get 20 donations at a time, and they refresh every, I think it's 30 minutes or 20 minutes. You can donate any resource. You can also donate gems. Gems are unlimited, so you can donate as much as you want as long as you've got the gems to do it. And then again, with the resources, there's a donation timer that you can use to donate resources to complete stage 1. Stage 1 for us took about 3-ish days. It was quite a while. I think some of the other kingdoms that got this event, especially ones that had a lot of whales, were able to gem it up and complete it very quickly. I think it actually took a little longer than 3 days. The second stage, which is what we just completed, was an absolute grind, and I got to give a huge shout out to K16. We didn't know if we were going to complete it. It was down to the wire. Last 5 hours is when we got it. So we just unlocked stage 3 about an hour and some change ago. Stage 2 is you got to kill barbarians, and you got to kill barbarian forts. And for every 10 barbarians that you kill, you can open a chest, and it gives you a goodie, and then you get 50 points towards the bar, the completion bar. It's a total of 2 million points that you've got to get. So you can do the math. 50 points at a time takes a while to stack up to 2 million. And then the barbarian fort one, you've got to complete 3 barbarian forts, and then you can open the fort chest, and that will give you 100 points. We had kind of a mixture of how people did it. Some people were really religious on the fort aspect, and then some people just wanted to go run around with 5 armies and kill a bunch of barbarians that way and burn their AP. I think it's probably quicker to do the barbarians, but I think it's more efficient to do the forts. So take that for what it is. Depending on where you're at in the stage event, if you're coming down to the wire and you really need to crank out a bunch of building points to complete the meter, then maybe start spamming some barbs on top of doing a couple forts. With that being said, we unlocked stage 3 this morning, and I wanted to put this out because I know that a lot of people have questions around stage 3, how it is, what do you get, how do you get the things that you're looking for, that kind of thing. So I wanted to go through it really quick and show you what you do. So I've already done it on this account, but I've also opened a bunch of gold keys just to give me some sculptures so I can show you. I've got all my epics maxed out. I've got all my elites where I want them. I don't necessarily need to max them all out. And then same thing for the advanced ones. I've got what I need from them. So I cleared all of my green, blue, and purple, so advanced, elite, and epic sculptures, because I didn't need them anymore. The only one I didn't clear is Constance, because you can't get Constance from anything but buying it through the expedition shop. So, and I haven't done that, and I don't plan on doing that. So with that in mind, let me show you what this looks like. So when you hit the donate button, it puts a little bar, what is it called? Well, they don't really call it anything, but it's basically, yeah, it's like a little building point, or whatever you want to call it. And then when you do this, it gives you the option to, if you've got multiples, and most of us have, or had, in my case, thousands of these advanced, elite, and epic sculptures left over after maxing these commanders. So you can do it by 10s, by 50, which is really nice because you can span through it very quickly. And then you just keep on going down the line, and you keep getting these little medallions. So a hero medallion is what you receive. You get 2 for elite. I believe you only get 1 for advanced, so the green ones. You get 5 hero medallions for epics, and then you get 50 for legendaries. So I had 2 legendaries max, which was Richard and Charles. So I actually did trade those in just to get the not really forward thinking on this because I didn't know how fast this bar would fill up. And to be honest with you, we're going to complete stage 3 here pretty quickly too, because it's only been up for about an hour and we're already over a third of the way through. So this is going to get completed before the timer even runs out. So we're going to run through the whole state, all 3 stages before the end of the full, I think it was an 8 or 9 day timer. So when you're putting these sculptures in, you get those hero medallions and you get the building points to go into the meter. The building points aren't really that big of a deal because once this event is over, you get the stage 3 rewards anyway, which is unlocking the ability to have all of your kingdom's flags act like they're one alliance. So you can port onto, like for instance, on Kingdom 16, we're on the left middle. So we've basically split up the map to where UN and AOC and WSO are up to the north. So they're taking care of Kingdom 9, Kingdom 10, and then eventually they'll touch Kingdom 11 as well once we get into the middle. And then for our side, we've got PHR, Law, MJP, and a couple other little sub-alliances that are taking the area that's connecting to Kingdom 15, Kingdom 14, and eventually Kingdom 13. So we've got that kind of divvied up. The problem is, if we needed to go help UN, for instance, or vice versa, we would have to switch alliances to go on their flag. After stage 3, you can port wherever you need to port, and you can fight wherever you need to fight. Everybody's flags are under one kingdom. So it's a kingdom situation now where you don't have to worry about which alliance you're in to move around the map, which is really nice, really easy for people to organize, and a lot more helpful for folks that are really good on having kingdom communication, kingdom coordination, and also having power players spread across versus having one power alliance that might not necessarily have the ability to move around as effectively. So with that being said, let's go to Heroes Welcome. So Heroes Welcome is where you get all the stuff from trading in your sculptures. So trading in your sculptures helps you complete the event and get you the Heroes Medallions. This is where you use the medallions. So as you can see, I've already burned through quite a bit. Let me show you what you can get. With the legendary sculptures, you can only get 20, okay? You can't get unlimited. If you could get unlimited, that's what, 2,000 sculptures that I could get? Or, no, is that 2,000 or 200? 0, 0, 0, 0. 278 sculptures extra. I had 40,000 hero medallions after I traded everything in. I could have gotten 400. I could have almost maxed a legendary if they gave you unlimited trade-ins on the legendary sculpture. Would have been nice, but you know, I can't complain. 20 legendary sculptures is not bad. I was hoping for more like 100-ish. For folks that are in the earlier kingdoms that have been saving up these sculptures for months and months and months. Not so much saving, but we just couldn't do anything with them, right? I mean, if you're maxed, if you got a character maxed, you can't really put those sculptures into anything else unless you wanted to turn them into stars, and who wants to do that? So, wish it was a little higher. I think 20 is the point where I start to maybe complain if it was less. You know, I think 30, 40, or 50 would have been better, especially for an event like this that took so much grinding on the stage 2 part and a lot of resources through the stage 1 part. Would have enjoyed some more legendary sculptures. That being said, I'll take my 20 and move on. Epic sculptures, I want to say it's 50. I want to say it was 50. I can't remember exactly how many you get, but it's a limited amount. It's not a whole lot. Same thing with the gold stars. I think it's around 20 or 25 or something like that. So you were only able to get a certain amount of those. Same thing with the epic stars as well. As you can see too on the left side, it shows you how much they cost. So each legendary sculpture is 100 hero medallions, which basically is, if you think about it from what I just talked about, that's 2 legendary sculpture trade-ins. That's 20 epic sculpture trade-ins. That is 50 elite sculpture trade-ins, and that's 100 advanced sculpture trade-ins. So that's the breakdown if you need to figure out how many you want to trade in and maybe save some for later, or like me, hopefully they will either carry over these hero medallions to the next KVK event, KVK event, or even better, give me 5 gems per per hero medallion, or 1 gem per hero medallion, or a 5-minute speed up, or something like that. I'll take any of those things and I'll be happy with the leftover medallions. Again, same thing for the epic sculpture. 15 per epic sculpture, 40 per legendary star, 8 per epic star, and then the speed ups. So you get hour speed ups, and I want to say, oh man, I can't believe I didn't write this stuff down. I want to say it was maybe 50 or 100 of these were available. 20 gold keys were available at 20 a pop as well. I remember that. So here's the biggie that I liked. The 10,000 XP tome, you can get 500 XP books of 10,000 XP. That's fantastic. That's 5 million XP, guys. That's almost 2 full levels on a legendary above level 50. That will help you get almost anything to 50 unless it's a legendary as well. So lots of XP that you can get from this event. I really like that part. That was really good. 20 gold keys. Again, that is what it is. I want to say maybe either 100 or 200. I can't remember. I should have written this stuff down for you guys. I apologize, but it's limited, guys. If you've been playing for a while or you got a decent amount of sculptures, and especially if you're using your main, you're going to be able to knock out all this stuff. It's enough to where it took me roughly, I want to say it was about 12,000 hero medallions to max out all this stuff. It wasn't much. It wasn't much at all. So with that in mind, all that was left was the resource one, which is this. So it's a choose your reward option at 10,000 food, 10,000 wood, 7,500 stone, or 3,000 gold. I like the choose your reward options for the resource chest. Kind of wish it was a level 2 or a level 3, but it is what it is. And I've got 27,843 coins, and you can have a maximum of 9,999 available to get, and you will get carpal tunnel smashing the exchange button, because guess what, folks? They didn't do the same thing that they did really well on the first tab where you can do times 50, times 100, whatever. They didn't do that here. If you want these resources, they're going to make you work for it. So you're going to have to smash this exchange button if this is where you're at and you've got 28,000 coins left, and you can get the the resource chest. You got to sit here and spam the exchange button until your wrist falls off. So I'm basically doing this in chunks of like 300, hoping that I can get in within the time frame. But to be honest with you, I mean, if I don't get these, it's not the end of the world. I did the math. Even if I maxed out all my coins on this, which I can't even do it because it's a max of 9,999, it would have only been about 280 million of one particular resource of food or wood if I went that route. With this being limited to just under 10,000, I think it would have been more like just under 1 million. So with that being said, I mean, what are you going to do? It's not that much, or just under 100 million, I'm sorry. So, 100 million resources is nothing to sneeze at, don't get me wrong. But in the grand scheme of things, compared to the sculptures and compared to all the other stuff that you can get, this is definitely one of the last things that you need to do. Now, I do want to talk about the watchtower. Watchtower, folks, those of you that have not maxed your watchtower out, I would recommend getting these arrows. Arrows you can get from farming barbs, you can get from the Lohar event, things like that. You don't really get arrows other than farming, and you can only do so much farming, right? You've only got so many action point potions, you've only got so many action points. If you are at the point in your city hall development or your city's development where you're at level 23 or level 24 watchtower, this could help you kind of speed things up a bit towards the top end. I kind of wish, and again, this is my first thought when I saw this, I kind of wish they did the same thing for the books. If, for those of you that are leveling your castle up, especially in the 20s, the books are really hard to come by, and if you don't have them, you got to put gems out. So I would have kind of liked to seen the Book of Covenant here as well. I wish that they would have done that for those of you that have not maxed out your castle yet, because that's a huge deal. It's a huge thing that you need to start getting your whole city to 25 and getting your academy to 25 and starting to get towards T5 and all that good stuff. So I would have loved to have seen them put some Books of Covenant here too, even if it was just a few hundred or something at 20 a pop or something like that. I think that would have been nice for those that are either free to play or minimal spenders that play the game actively and trying to get their city up. So I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe that's something that we can recommend to Lilith next time they do a KVK event. They can add something like that in for those of you that still need to get your castle up to 25. So with that in mind, I think that's really it. I mean, it seems to me, and I don't know exactly because this is the one question I think that nobody knows yet. Once the timer is over, what happens to the hero medallions? We don't know. I don't think there's an info button anywhere on here that tells you. Let's see. And you're going to see those pick one resources nonstop. The Forefathers of Civilization Launcher, Last Crusade. Yeah, we already got the lore of that. Past Glory event is divided into 3 stages. We already talked about that. At the end of the Past Glory event, the Crusader Fortress will be rebuilt. So that's about to happen for us in a few hours. At this point, governors will be able to teleport onto all territory controlled by alliances from their home kingdom. So that's also what I just talked about. That basically makes every flag a kingdom flag so that you can transfer around to anywhere that you have a flag. Your kingdom has a flag. And again, just to remind you guys, if you don't complete it, if you don't get to stage 3, you'll still get all the perks. You just won't get to partake, I guess, in the sculpture event, which is, I think, why most people were pushing stage 2 so hard. We burned through a lot of action points. The whole kingdom did. We came together right there at the end, and were able to get these things done. I think that's really it, though. I don't think there was anything else that I could gather for you guys to show you and maybe give you a leg up on what you need to do. I will say that from what I understand, the old event on this same event, on earlier kingdoms was only a 3 million maximum, and people completed it in like 15 minutes. So people complained about that, which rightly so, and they've upped the maximum to 10 million. So with that in mind, again, we've got a pretty active kingdom, and we're almost just over 42% done, and it's been an hour and a half. So even 10 million might not be enough. I mean, people are just not going to be able to partake in this, unfortunately. I've Discord called and messaged as many people as I could. We've sent out an alliance email. We've sent out a kingdom email. I mean, everything we can to get these guys on just so they can partake in this, because this is a once in a couple months thing. Like, you're not going to be able to do this very often. So I wanted to make sure everybody could partake in as much as possible. I'm kind of rambling on at this point, but I want you guys to know everything you need to know about the stage 3, because I don't think anybody but maybe Kingdom 2 has done it. I may be mistaken, so if you have done it and you're in the earlier kingdom, I apologize. I just haven't heard it. Yeah, I know Kingdom 2 has done it, and they finished it in like 16 minutes, so kind of crazy. But again, there's some pretty decent rewards here. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that I couldn't get 400 legendary sculptures for all my hero medallions, but what am I going to do? I can't complain too much. And to be honest with you, that probably would be a little OP, because I can max out probably 2 legendary commanders with those sculptures if I had the chance. So 20 will have to do. I'll take them. I'll run with them. I'll move on. And at least I don't have all that stuff in my pack anymore. I will in a couple months. It'll be right back there where it started, and then we'll get to do this all over again. But in the meantime, we'll be good to go. All right, I'm rambling. I'm going to shut the video down here. Again, the only unknowns we don't know are what happens with the hero medallions after the event's over. And again, it says 5/26. That's today. That's going to end. The actual event is going to end in 3.5 hours. If we didn't complete stage 2, would we have still gotten this? That's my other question. That I don't know the answer to. So those are the couple questions I don't know. Hopefully we can find out. People can put in the comments below so that we can share that info. Otherwise, this is Dragothian signing off. Cheers. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day for those of you that are in the States, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.